don't drink, man. They got a keg, dog.
Keg stand, get lit up. Keg stand, yo, it's time to get drunk. Keg stand, I can barely walk and I can barely talk, but this is how it starts. With a keg stand, get lit up. Keg stand, yo, it's time to get drunk. Keg stand, and the room's still spinning, but I ain't stopped drinking until the party's ending.
Hey guys, this is Brian. We're here for the episode at the beerfest of Keg Stand. So,
Day 2.
You can hear all the rustle in the back of people getting drunk.
It's pretty hopping for 1 o'clock, 1:30 in the afternoon, don't you think? For the first session. People are thirsty early today. That's good.
It's weird because normal people don't drink like this.
Well, yeah, they do. We just hide it in festivals like this.
Or we call it beer research.
Yeah, that's what we call it.
Okay, so my co-host Jessica is here.
Hi.
Today we also have Zach from 42 North Brewing.
Hello.
Welcome, Zach.
And our comedian guest today is Ben DeMarco.
Hey guys, thanks for having me.
Benny D.
So we got started early, so we've already tried a little bit of this beer. But tell us about it.
We did.
Yeah, so, well, about the brand real quick, we're 42 North Brewing out of East Aurora, New York. Little town right outside of Buffalo, so...
Ooh, that's a little hike for you guys.
Nice 6-hour jaunt down here, but it's funny, I live there now, but I used to live in Brooklyn, so I just moved back, and now I'm back here once a month, pushing our liquid, and as they say in the industry. And but this is a New England IPA that we just came out, or we haven't even released yet.
Right, I was just
we
gonna
got
say,
first
this
taste.
is exciting.
This
We're
is
literally in the future. The future is now.
exclusive.
Yeah, this is great.
We're actually using this festival as a our guinea pig and getting some nice feedback on it, and so far so good.
It is very good. I'm
I know,
trying it
is
right
very
now.
Tasty. There is no mistaking this is an IPA. It's like immediately when you smell it and taste it.
Yeah,
I mean, this is definitely
So delicious.
This is definitely a juicy IPA.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
Like,
very. Yeah.
It's a third of our 3-part hazy New England IPA series. The first one was the Preemption, which went over really well in Buffalo, and then the second one was the True Line New England IPA. Each have kind of different hop profiles, but they're all hazy IPAs, so you kind of tie it together that way.
Now, when you say hazy IPA, it's a very cloudy-looking beer. When you look at it, Is that why it's called hazy? Is that why it's called that?
Yeah.
I was just saying the look. The look of it is very, very appealing. It's very cloudy looking, and
It's like it looks like orange juice.
Yeah, it's just
like
it looks
a
thick.
grapefruit juice
Yes,
or
exactly.
something,
Yes,
yeah.
but it's very delicious,
Yeah,
very
it's so
juicy,
good.
very fruity, and very, very, very nice, man. Very good beer.
Thank you.
So this be available all over New York or just local?
Well, we'll have it in our select spots down here in New York City, but mainly Buffalo is, it'll kind of be, it's more of a special release, so we don't push it out as much as we would our flagship IPA like the Borderland. But that way it's kind of quality control, keep it kind of small and make it good.
Do you have a tap room up in Buffalo?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's pretty awesome. Massive beer garden. We got a little more room up there to play.
Yeah,
than
we
down
don't have
here,
room here.
Yeah, no one has any room here.
Yeah.
That's why we need more and more tap rooms, people. More and more tap rooms in New York.
Every square inch is accounted for by a cent here, I think.
That's
it's
awesome.
insane. But so it's a big tap room. It's all reclaimed wood from this cool building downtown in downtown Buffalo, and but we're technically like right outside. East Shore is like 15 minutes outside the city. There's some other great breweries right downtown too. That the scene's really happening right now, and we're excited to be a part of it.
Craft beer is doing a wonderful thing for places like Buffalo. That
Exactly.
Haven't seen a lot of energy in decades.
Totally.
And so brewers can get in there at reasonable cost and brew their beer without costing a fortune. Which
Totally.
That's true.
Which definitely happens in New York.
Yeah, like it's this new craft beer, like pushing Buffalo has really served as a vehicle for other cool things, restaurants and all that, and just younger people coming here and to the city and changing the demographic a little bit.
Well, thank you for letting us be the first people to kind of.
Yeah,
guinea
I
pig.
love being a guinea pig, man. I'm a very happy guinea right now.
By the time this episode comes out, you said what, beginning
It'll
of
be
May?
like second week of May. We're gonna launch
Great,
this. Yeah.
awesome. So you got some time to get up there to Buffalo.
Totally.
I've
Check
never
you
been to
guys
Buffalo,
out.
New York. Is it nice? Is the town nice? The city?
There was a nice whiteout blizzard about 4 days ago.
Oh my!
April, and we're complaining that it's like 40. Yesterday, the wind like blew my skirt up a little bit, and I was like, "That's it. I'm moving out of New York City. What's wrong with this weather?"
The
and
final straw.
you have a blizzard to deal with up there in April. What the hell?
I imagine there is a lot of drinking going on in Buffalo.
I mean, there has to be.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
I mean-
when your football team's that bad, you got to be drunk all the
Uh-oh.
time.
Don't forget the hockey team.
That's right. That's
There's
right.
no excuses for the hockey team to be bad. Come
There
on
isn't,
now.
but they are.
I know you're almost Canada, so
You are almost Canada, yeah.
like you gotta get the hockey together.
Oh, totally. I mean,
Especially if it's snowing in April. Let's go, boys. Awesome. Well, we have 2 beers to try, right? What's the other one?
yeah, the second one is it's our Treaty Saison.
Ooh, I like
this is
Saisons.
it's a summer seasonal. So this kind of comes out once a year. Last year was the first year. This is the second year. Traditional Belgian Saison.
What is a saison?
I was just gonna ask Benny
yeah.
if you knew, and I know
I
you
don't
like
know.
drinking and stuff. But
I
do you know
love
what
to
a
drink,
saison
but I'm
is?
not a connoisseur by any means. No, I don't know what a saison is. Please explain.
It's a Belgian, similar like the farmhouse beer. It's very grassy, earthy,
Okay.
sweet and tart, dry.
Nice.
And yeah, so
I see on the side of the picture it says "ugly apples taste better." Now, does that apply to? Is that your brewery's motto?
No,
or?
no, I don't know.
You don't know what that
someone
is?
put that picture there with that sticker on
It's just
it.
a
Yeah.
sticker.
Okay,
I've been
cool.
questioning my
Means
life ever
nothing.
since.
All right, cool.
Oh well.
Ugly apples taste better.
Yeah.
I guess in the realm of alcohol and stuff, like you can make like apple wine, and you can use apples to like
fermented
flavor
apples,
fermented.
yeah.
So the older they are, they're ugly. They're already
There you
partially
go. That
fermented.
sticker
so
probably
it's
came from
probably
a
really
cider.
tasty.
Kinda
Yeah,
like
I
Probably
would
came
think
from a
so.
cider place. There
Kind
we
of
go.
like moldy cheese
I can
tastes better.
rationalize anything.
There we go. Well, I would love to try that one. I'm gonna
Yeah,
finish
let's
this
do
one
it.
off right now. See, that's what's great about these beer festivals is they give you these tiny little drinking glasses.
Yeah. And
Which
you
you
don't
can
realize
really-
how much you're actually drinking.
You can really enjoy it and try all the flavors and
Yeah.
really take your time with it, or you could do what we just
Yeah,
did and
just
shoot it
down
like a
the
shot
fuck out
right
of
now. Yeah,
We needed to get our glasses needed to be emptied really fast. Come on.
yeah, it's really good. So now this is a total treat for me because I am a whiskey drinker. I see there's some whiskeys here at the
Ooh,
beer
yeah,
fest also.
you got
Yeah, that I'm gonna have to try
Old
that.
Forester, you got Mitchers.
And I don't drink a lot of. I'm not a very seasoned beer drinker, so I'm excited to try a lot of different things
Which
today.
is Michters. I said Mitchers, which is what I call it. And then I was like, oh, nobody knows that I call them that. And they're going to think that I'm dumb calling them Michters. It's Michters. They've been around a long time, but they're right across from us. Did you try the Old Forester I told you about?
I have not yet. You guys told me not to drink any
Oh,
hard
yeah, we'll
alcohol
go- I'll
until
go over there
after
with
we
you
Yeah,
record.
later.
after
It's
go
really
nuts.
good.
I don't care.
All right,
Go
let's
nuts, wreck
try
your car,
this. Let me
enjoy
smell
your
it.
life.
I always smell mine first.
Yeah.
Just don't fuck with the podcast.
Right.
Ooh.
Well, this beer smells very. I see what you mean, where it's very grassy and very, very earthy. It's very nice.
Yeah, this is definitely my kind of beer.
Yeah,
Like I like the spices, the notes.
Yep.
yeah. I like
Yeah,
this one,
it serves
too.
as a nice base for this barrel aged beer we do.
It's so different from what we just drank too, which I thank
Yeah.
you. It helps my palate because we didn't do like water in between, and that always messes me up.
It's good.
But this is
Very
really
good.
yummy. What did you say this was called though?
The Treaty.
The Treaty.
Treaty Saison.
Nice.
A little reference to the War of 1812.
I was gonna ask, do you guys like name your beers for a certain reason?
Good question.
There's some stories behind them, but
Yeah.
I mean,
Any good one for these?
What
or
about
no?
what about the beer that's called That Bitch Cheryl? What's the story behind that? It's not a real beer.
It's not real beer.
One of our breweries, Ben, had a story about the Big Alice had one named after like an X or something.
No, the one where they went to the laundry.
Oh yeah, I can't remember that. The
shit.
name of it.
It's Date Night Bro.
Yeah, Date Night Bro, like bra. Yeah,
Nice.
It was
Excellent.
like
You
a
got,
stout
like-
made with coffee and donuts because the cop harassed them.
yeah. Like a
Um,
nasty cop was harassing them at the laundromat one night.
Yeah,
and
we had the video on
it's
our
really great.
YouTube.
Yeah, but so treaty of 1812, you say? Is there a story there? No, you just wanted to name it that.
I mean, our brand is kind of based on the 42nd parallel.
Yeah.
So, latitude, longitude, all the borders that kind of lie on that.
Okay, so
it's a really
wordplay
good
with all of
region
that.
for hop growing around the world. That's why you got your New Zealand on the 42nd South parallel, great hops from down there.
Right.
So just a good climate. But
Very cool. I like that.
Yeah, I mean-
Scientific explanation.
it's history, man. I'm
Yeah.
a big history buff, so I kind of fell in love with the brand before I started working there.
How old is the brewery?
2.5 years, almost
Okay.
3. Yep.
Like
That's,
most people,
that's substantial. In this.
yeah, and most people don't realize in the craft beer world that's 9 million years old.
Yeah, that's actually
That's
substantial.
actually prehistoric.
Yeah.
Before time was a thing.
Things change fast nowadays.
You guys get really fresh ingredients up there, I'm sure, right?
yeah.
You have like a farm in your backyard, probably.
Yeah, there definitely is some space.
Yeah.
We do some central New York stuff too, like the wine region down there.
Oh, nice.
Grapes or their barrels.
Yeah.
And then we have some nice hop farms actually pretty close to us.
Do you have any agreements with specific ones, or do you kind of just go wherever?
Yeah, well, that's kind of how the industry works. You kind of have to have like
Source it.
2-year plus long contracts
Yeah.
for to get the growing seasons to line up, and
Right.
Yeah.
so you can't just come in and out, and it makes
Yeah,
sense.
they don't
but
just kind
you
of
develop-
keep them sitting.
Yeah, you develop really cool relationships with
Oh, of course.
those
That's
guys.
great. Do you guys do like farmers markets and stuff up there that
Oh, yeah.
you can sell your beer at and
Oh
stuff?
yeah.
So you're a farm brewer.
We have that both license.
Yeah.
It's kind of
Where you have a boat license,
a both. It's like farm and it's a regular brewery.
so you can sell some of your beer at flea market or farmers markets.
Yeah. Well, if you have, I don't think we can do it at like open air flea markets.
Yeah.
But there's events that outdoor events that we do.
Oh, yeah, single events you can definitely do.
Every once in a while we talk about a farm brewer. For those of you not in New York, because I know we have listeners all over the world now.
Yeah.
In New York State, if you use, is it a percentage of local ingredients or pure local ingredients?
But you have to use all of it. Do you know?
It's a percentage.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think so.
As long as you're using a percentage of local ingredients, you can go sell, they have beers for sale at the Union Square Farmers Market. You can go sell your beer at Farmers Market because
Really?
they're farm beer.
I
Yeah.
had no idea you
Like,
could do that.
if you
That's
walk-
incredible.
If you walk through some of the farmers markets, you'll see them. There'll be like a little booth selling beer and sampling beer, and it's some of the best beer.
Yeah.
Wow.
They're like small batch. They're definitely microbrewers,
Yeah, are these home brewers that are doing this, or who's doing that?
little breweries,
Some of them, yeah.
Little breweries. Cool.
little breweries, and they have,
Nano breweries, they're called.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
Just like one
and they
or
have
two
they have to
things.
source their ingredients locally,
Ah.
like from New York State, and then they're allowed to sell their beer at more places for supporting the local farming industry. It's a really cool little concept.
Yeah, you see those state malt, beers
Yeah.
going around.
They kind of hide them in the Union Square Farmers Market,
Uh-huh.
but it's my favorite thing to do. I have to go through Union Square to get to my job a lot of times, and I'll hop up there in the subway and then grab a beer on my way to work.
You
'Cause
sneaky.
they
You're
put it
so
in,
sneaky.
Like, they put it in like a cup that you would get tea at like Starbucks, like a clear like little soda cup. And I'm
Homies,
just, like,
dude,
sipping
total
my
homies.
tea on the way to work, except it's delicious beer, and nobody knows.
That's amazing. No wonder you're so happy when you come into work. That's amazing.
Yeah, just that.
Excellent. So the brewery, remind me the name of the brewery again?
Ours?
Yes, yours.
42 North.
42 North. And where can we pick up that beer? If I wanted to drink it somewhere, do I have to go to Buffalo to get it, or can I find it here in New York anywhere, or where can
No,
I get?
so we're actually pretty, relatively speaking, pretty new down to the city.
Okay.
And so we're at a few places that have rotational taps,
Yeah.
So it's more of like art and science of trying to get there while it's on.
Right.
Yeah.
Those are good beers to be at, or good bars to be at, because they know their beer and they want
Right.
the local, the new
Yeah.
stuff.
You
they
have
want to
like
try other things. It's not very boring.
Well, do you post where you're at in New York?
Yeah,
I
is
was
there?
gonna say,
yeah,
on
there
your
we go.
so on our,
website, like a map
on
or
our social
something.
media and stuff like
Yeah.
that at 42 North Brewing. But we also actually, these guys to the right of us, KCBC,
Yeah.
we did a few collaboration beers with them.
Oh, we love collabs.
And
best.
yeah, it was one was called Good in the Snow, Spice Sweet Stout that we did last winter, and then
Anything, Brian,
we also
likes
did a sour sop goza with them. But they're great guys over there, and it's actually funny because I used to live like 3 blocks from them, and then I moved home, and our first partnership down here was
them.
with them, and
That's awesome.
came right back.
I love when it works out like that.
Yeah,
Man. That's great.
It was the chances were slim, but
That's
yeah,
awesome.
we've been looking to have KCBC do an episode for a while. We're trying to make schedules work, but that's something that
they're
definitely
good
somebody
dudes.
would
They're
have
great
on.
people.
I just tried a pineapple something that they have over there.
I cannot have the pineapple.
Delicious.
I'm sad
Why can't you have the pineapple?
because I'm allergic to pineapple.
I'm so sorry, man. Pineapple's
I know.
delicious.
It
Like that.
is.
Well, thank you for ruining that for me. You should be like, pineapple really sucks.
Yeah, you're not missing out. You're actually not missing anything.
Yeah, it's fine. Pineapple tastes like garbage.
Yeah, man. Yes, more beer. Yes, more beer.
Yes, let's.
Always good.
I mean, you
She's
brought us a
honored
wonderful
IPA.
amount of
You know what?
beer.
I like the IPA. I like that it's cloudy, hazy, as you say.
What is it that makes it hazy in the IPA? Because I know other ones right now, it's hot to put lactose in, and it kind of looks the same.
No
but I
way,
don't
they
think
put
no
lactose
No
in
sugar
there?
or, I mean, there's a few different ways.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you leave it unfiltered, it's going to be a little more.
Right, clearly.
Now,
yeah.
I have a question for all of you that have been here for a couple days. Have you guys seen any glitter beer?
No, not here.
No.
I don't
No.
think they have it here, but we talked
Now,
about
what
it
are-
on one
yeah.
of our episodes.
What are
Yeah.
your feelings on glitter beer? Because the haze of this is almost kind of like
Like
glittery.
glitter-
Yeah.
Have you had it?
I've only seen it, on the online and
I'm
stuff
just
like
worried
that.
because I'm like, it's gonna come out in like a year that it's like horrible for your
Right.
inside.
Yeah.
You know what
I
I'm
just
saying?
don't want to have glitter shits.
I mean,
Oh,
I
I would
kind
love
of
to
do.
have
I
glitter.
kind
I
of do.
love
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't want.
But I don't think that's gonna happen. But I do want that side effect.
Pissing glitter.
Yeah, exactly. Pissing glitter. There you go.
I literally
Ooh.
think glitter. I think glitter beer is a thing that's gonna be done in like 45 minutes. It's gonna be over, so it'll be fine.
Right.
Then me and you are gonna do a little video project for Keg Stand. We're gonna go find glitter beer
Oh,
and we're gonna make a video
I would
of
love
it.
to
We're
do
doing
that.
it.
I would love to do
We're
that.
doing it.
I would love to try some. I really would.
But we have to then film our peas and our poops
Of course,
afterwards.
right. Maybe
I
add
said
some
poops like a lady instead of shit.
maybe add some visual effects, Yeah. Make it really sparkle. Yeah.
Well,
So-
thank you, Zach, for bringing this over.
Of
Thank
course,
you.
my pleasure, guys.
So good.
We're not saying goodbye to you, but we're going to talk to Ben about his funny stuff now, I
let's-
think.
Oh, sure. Talk to me. Yeah.
Ben, you're a comedian,
Yeah, I'm a comedian.
but you're all over. You do other stuff, too.
I do
other
a lot
than
of other
stand-up.
stuff. I do a lot of sketches and video work. I originally went to school for broadcast journalism, so I learned how to
Yeah.
video edit and do a lot of stuff like that. And then I dropped out of college to my parents' dismay to move to New York and become a stand-up comedian. But in the meantime, I had
you have
picked
those
up
skills.
I picked up
Yeah.
a little bit of skills, video editing and video shooting, that now I apply to the comedy work that I do also.
Yeah.
So it
Which
wasn't
I
a
have
total
to
waste
say,
of money. It
I
wasn't a
love
total
all
waste of money.
Your Fatbaby promos so far
Yeah,
have been
excellent.
my favorite
Thank
thing.
you very
I
much.
actually do. I really
You're
I think it's a
magic.
lot.
I don't
Thank you
know
very
which one
much.
I like better. The first one with like the chicken for the cockfighting,
Right.
which
That was a
I
good
loved,
one.
or the last one you did was pretty phenomenal too.
Right. We run a comedy show at the Stand Comedy Club. It's called Fatbaby. Me and 4 guys run it, and we also do these video promos for it, which are very elaborate. Time Out New York just wrote us up about them, saying that they're just over the top. And we've been doing these promos for about 6 years now.
So good.
And yeah, we're on I think like our 50th one or something crazy.
They're all so good.
Yeah,
though,
and they're
but
all
these
very.
last couple ones have been like my personal favorites.
Well,
I just
thank you,
really love
Jessica.
them.
That's very nice. Yeah.
Fatbaby's every week at the Stand now, right?
Fat
Thursdays?
Baby. Yeah, if you're from New York City, there was a terrible bar called Fat Baby in the Lower East Side, which is where our show originated. And then we ended up getting the bar shut down because the show got a little too crazy.
Because they're awesome.
Yeah, because the shows get really awesome. And the Stand Comedy Club ended up picking us up, and now we're at the Stand every Thursday at 10 p.m.
So much
and you
fun.
can come check out all the shenanigans there. And yeah,
And I'm
it's
usually
really great.
there on
Yeah, and
Thursdays.
Jessica's usually working the door for
you
us.
can
It's really
come in.
great. Yeah.
I have to say that I cannot believe you majored in broadcast journalism. I could not see you as a newsman
No,
and take you seriously.
See, that
I
was
could
the
totally
problem.
see you as that though.
See, when I went to school and I did broadcast, that's originally why I ended up leaving. Is that I was doing
like,
projects.
you're too goofy?
I was doing projects, that were supposed to be very serious for news stuff.
Yeah.
And I was putting a little creative spin on it and trying
So
to
they
make
were
it
turning
funny.
into like weekend update
So,
sketches.
so I was getting
Like
called
news
into
reports?
I was getting called into the dean's office all the time to say that there's a code of ethics in journalism that I'm not following.
There is,
Yeah,
yeah.
and
And
that,
now we're in modern times.
yeah,
They're like,
they're like,
ah,
screw ethics, yeah.
What?
Ethics in journalism and media? What?
Yeah, exactly.
That's insane.
Yeah, so that was a real hindrance for me. Was
Who's the
working.
professor of that class?
Yeah, I
now?
know.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly. Some social media star, I'm sure.
Where did you go, or do you not want to plug the school?
I went to University of Montana. It was a very, very great school.
Wow.
I loved going to school there. I played lacrosse for the Grizz for a few years, and then it just really wasn't working with broadcast journalism. And I was doing stand-up for the school there. All the comics that were coming through the university, I was opening. I was opening for all the comics coming through the school. Like I got to open for Gary Shandling once. It was fucking insane.
Did you go to his funeral?
Oh God, no, we weren't that cool, but we weren't that tight. But
R.I.P.
but it was it was one of those things where I was having way more fun doing stand-up than I was doing broadcast journalism. And I just said I'm going to move to New York. And
Good for you, dude.
yeah.
I'm glad you're here. New York's glad you're here.
I know. I'm glad that I'm here also. It's pretty great. I moved for a girl originally. There was a girl in the mix too.
Wow,
Yeah,
of course.
There's always a girl.
there's always a
Yeah,
girl
I think there's
involved.
gotta be. That's usually like the final impetus. Like you would have moved here without her, but like
Right, yeah, but that was like
Now
the
you have
thing.
her.
And it's always the last point of the story to be said.
Exactly.
Like, this big disclaimer.
And it didn't end
Right.
well.
There was a girl
And it didn't end
involved.
well. She's a bitch. She got fat. It's great. I love it.
I love everybody's story for like when you move like across country to New York. No one goes, well, I planned it out. I
Right.
finished college.
Yeah.
I've got a little thing now. I'll go try out New York. Everyone's like, I'm going to smash my life with a hammer
Yeah.
and then go to move to New York.
Yeah. I'm
I'm
gonna
just
uproot my life. I'm gonna spit at my parents.
I'm
I'm
going
gonna
to
do
quit
it
my
all.
job. I'm going to
Yeah.
burn my car.
You have to burn
I-
the bridge behind you,
I
or
don't
else
know,
you're
I
gonna
don't
go
know why I
back.
burned my car, but I burned my car, and I'm gonna move to New York. And everyone does it that way
Yeah.
because I don't know why, but it's
No,
amazing.
you have to just give yourself no
I
excuses
did that.
to go back. You did that?
I lived in Los Angeles for 4 years.
Really?
Oh shit! Well, that is
I
an
left
easy
in
bridge
I
to
left in
burn.
a ball of flames.
Nice. Elaborate.
Literally, literally.
Did you burn your car? Why are we doing this?
No,
you could just sell the
forest
car
fires.
and move.
Forest fires, Brian.
Yeah, he started those fires, dude.
Yeah, like just
I think you threw the match and just ran across the country.
like before I moved here, I worked for Hyatt for like 6 years. Hyatt hotels.
Oh, hilarious.
I went to school for hotel restaurant management, and I decided that on my birthday, which is March 13th, I was like, you know what? End of this month, I'm moving to New York. And I gave my notice that I was moving to New York on the 1st, but they thought it was April Fool's joke. So
Of course, you can't give a notice on April Fool's Day.
So they never put it in.
That's
and
kind
then,
of your fault.
And then like
Yeah.
2 days before I'm leaving, they're like, so you just put a new project on me, but I'm not here in 2 days. And they're like, oh, we need you to give another 2 weeks notice. And I'm like, or I'm not here in 2 days. And literally, I just walked off the job. I was like, I got an apartment. I have things. I'm out.
That's the
That's
that's the match over the shoulder.
That really
Yeah.
is the match over the shoulder.
And then I went to the parking lot and burned my car. And
You actually burned it? Oh, no,
I
that's
didn't
hilarious.
burn my car. No.
I wouldn't be surprised
I didn't.
if you did.
Didn't you float to New York from New Orleans or something?
Well, I was living in Houston at the time.
Oh, okay. During Katrina, right?
Yeah, well, Katrina was before I moved here.
Oh, okay.
That was fun.
Yeah.
Are you from New Orleans or something?
Originally from New Orleans, yes.
I'm going there in 2 weeks for Jazz Fest.
Have you been there before?
Ooh,
Yes, I have.
fun.
Okay.
I really love
For
it
the
there.
festival or to sell beer at the festival? Like,
Oh no, just for the music. man.
yes.
Oh, you're going to party.
Oh,
Oh, nice.
well, the days between the Jazz Fest grids, those shows that aren't even a part of the festival
Yeah.
are just as good as the
It's
festival.
Oh, I
yes.
bet.
Oh my
Oh,
god,
I
I'm
bet.
sure.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, the music there in itself, it's on any given day, it's incredible. You go into a dive bar and you'll find a band playing there that will just blow your socks off, man.
Oh yeah.
Like,
I've
love
never
New
been
Orleans.
To New Orleans
You've never
for the
been- oh.
festival.
okay, so I went to college
I would
in
love
Houston,
to.
so I had a lot of friends who I took there for their first time, and it's really weird / awful bringing people to New Orleans for their first time because they just don't get it. First of all, blow works the same way below sea level, and people don't realize that. Like, they're like, I'm gonna do all this blow. I'm like, you're probably gonna die. You're probably gonna die. Like, I don't understand. Like, you can't just do whatever you want. Like, your heart still works the same way.
Yeah, right.
Like, you just bought all this blow. I'm like, what the fuck?
It's like the open container law too.
Yeah,
it's like,
like-
I'm gonna just walk around all the time with
Yeah.
2 beers
Because
in
you
my
can.
hand.
Yeah.
No, like, I'm
Just
like,
'cause I
just
can.
because there's no last call doesn't mean you can do this and survive.
Yeah.
You fucking moron. Like, and where did you get this much money that's costing with my car? Like, what the fuck are you thinking? They're like, well, we're in New Orleans. I'm like, that doesn't mean anything.
I went for the New Orleans Comedy Festival a couple of times, and it was during the first week of Mardi Gras always. So that was always nuts. So
That's
you go.
just mean.
Yeah,
Why
so
do they
you go
do that
through-
to comics?
I know, it's actually really fun. You do it because there's so many people in town just for the titties and like for the parade
True.
that everybody's like, oh, what should we? Oh, we'll go see a comedy show. Also,
It's a good
Yeah.
publicity event for you
yeah,
guys.
but we all went down there. All the Fatbaby guys went down there one year, and yeah, just
I'm
yeah.
surprised you didn't. Wow.
I mean,
I'm
there
proud
was
of you.
yeah. I'm pretty sure a few of us picked up something, some STD or something. I'm sure of it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, it's a really fun town. Reminds me of Vegas, but with more crawfish. You know?
More
Yeah.
boils.
It's funny because there's in 2005, I was working the Hyatt in New Orleans.
I can't see you working in a hotel or managing. I would not stay in your hotel.
Yeah. What were
Was it Bellman?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
looking at this, my hotel has.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
what
I
were
love
you?
But really, I would never.
But back in the day, I had like a closet full of suits and fancy shoes, and I went there and
Wow.
was shaved. And
I don't believe it.
okay, that's fine.
I don't want to see that.
That's fine. You don't have to believe it. So when I was there in 2005, Harry Anderson, who just passed away, was about to open a comedy club on Decatur and Esplanade.
Night Court, correct?
Night Court.
Night Court.
Bum, 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 bum. But anyways, I just thought I did a
He was
song.
going to open a comedy club? Did he do stand-up? I didn't know he did stand-up.
Yeah, he did stand up. It was me like a comedy club.
He
Also,
started
he
as
was
a
gonna do
stand-up?
magic, but like.
I knew he
but
did magic.
Like New Orleans at that time, and probably still not, does not have a proper comedy club.
Yeah.
And it has plenty of theaters where comedy happens,
Okay.
but not a proper comedy club. And so he was renovating a building to become called Harry's Corner, which was to become his comedy club in New Orleans. And I talked to him a couple of times, just in bars or hanging out. And I was like, well, I'm going to start comedy if that's here, because I live in the French Quarter, and that's like 3 blocks away. And he never opened it because of Katrina, and he left. But one of the most interesting books out there is a book called 5 People You'll Meet in Hell.
Okay.
And it's about this
Meet
guy-
in hell. I read the
Meet in
opposite
hell.
one. 5 people you meet in heaven.
Okay, yeah.
There's a book
5
like
People You
that,
Meet in
too.
Hell. And it's written by this just plain old guy who was in New Orleans and got stuck with Harry Anderson and a bunch of other famous people, and they were all like, how do we eat and drink water? Because it was out right after Katrina.
Oh shit.
Which I went through all that, and I thought it was I'm not going anywhere else with this, so.
So it was their experience altogether for
yeah,
those what?
it's like through like the days after Katrina.
A couple days, yeah.
Yeah, because it wasn't great. It was, it was a rough
Well,
couple
clearly.
days. I don't know if you saw the news, but we all don't just go hang out in the Super Bowl because it's fun.
Yeah, right.
And shit everywhere. Like that takes,
So wait, are you telling me you were in New Orleans for Katrina?
Yes.
Oh, I did not know that.
I
man.
was in New Orleans with Katrina.
Oh my goodness.
I had to work,
And you're telling me you didn't want Katrina?
I was like, it was. No, it was funny because
That
growing up,
bitch.
I was working in a hotel, so we were all like, okay, we need to batten down the hatches. Many of us will die, kind of situation. And all these girls were like, we're going to have hurricanes in the hurricane, yay! And I'm like, you're not going to survive. And they're like,
Survival
you're
of the
silly.
fittest.
I'm like,
Yeah, go
no.
see how strong that
No.
wind
yeah,
is.
they're dead now. They're
Yeah,
dead.
yeah, no,
You
you're
cannot
dead. Like,
let
let
us
me know which hotel room you're in, so I know you're not coming back, because you're gonna die. I'm like, oh, it's not gonna be that bad. I'm like, no, it's gonna be far worse.
You get charged with murder because you made a joke telling her to go outside.
Like, I was like, don't go. Like, go. There's a shelter in the building. And people were like, well, why do we have to leave our room? I'm like, because there's a window on it. Well, I don't understand. Well, I don't care anymore.
You should have told them that's where they should stand, right?
Yeah, like-
Get a really good view.
Yeah, like eventually, because eventually you get so tired, you're like, just do whatever you want. It's fine. Just leave your notice here of where you're going so they can find your body. Because you don't understand, all this is filling with water.
Yeah, that was a very
That's
serious.
insane, right?
Yeah, that
Like,
was very
I
serious.
Like you think you're going to Pat O'Brien for a hurricane during a hurricane and be cute? Nobody's there.
Yeah.
And this, where you're staying now, is going to be under 10 feet of water. So.
Well, that's how people
You know how those
behave.
Girls are today. Like,
Yeah, they're dead. They're definitely
I
dead.
think they're
Yeah.
dead.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
told, like, some of them are dead. And I was,
If there was 4, I would say at least one of them is
That's
dead.
that's like a New York hurricane attitude.
Yeah.
Like I feel like when we get hurricanes in quotes in New
during
York.
Sandy, which was
Yeah,
like nothing.
everybody
like
just
Katrina.
goes, "Ooh, it's a hurricane
There were
party!
parties
Let's
in the street.
Well, like, have you been to New Orleans? Have you ever walked to the river?
I have walked down by the river, yes, and
Well, to get to the river, you
yeah.
have to walk literally upstairs to get to the river.
that's the mighty Mississippi, right?
So when they say, by the way, a hurricane's coming,
Yeah.
you take it very seriously.
It was a bowl.
Yeah,
Like,
it is
New
a
Orleans
bowl.
is a bowl.
And so when they say hurricane's coming there, you think, okay, this is actually very serious.
That's crazy.
And everyone's like, we're gonna have hurricanes in the
They're
hurricane.
dumb
I'm like,
and they're dead.
You're dead
But we're
now.
here drinking beer, guys. And I just rhymed for no reason. I really
Exactly.
didn't do it on
And these pictures are lowering by the minute. I swear,
Oh
these
yeah, we just keep drinking the beer that you brought up.
you don't
We
realize
thank
how
you for
much you're
bringing
drinking with these
pictures.
little
Think that's
shots.
bad. Wait till I tell you about the first earthquake in LA.
Oh,
Jesus.
God.
I forgot you
the
came from
the
LA. You have to
1.9
have some
that
sort of.
did nothing
You were
except
out
move
there?
my plant a little bit.
Wow.
Oh.
Well, then you have to move it back, and that's
Gotta
hard.
move it back, yeah.
Of that little ring there.
I was a couple craft beers deep, so I wasn't even sure if it
Yeah,
happened.
you were
I just
like,
thought
wait. I think I just got a chill or something. Benny, so where do you perform all over the city? You're all over the place.
I'm
right?
all over the place.
I know. You did a
I've been-
secret show last night for 420.
We were,
How was that?
I was over there. Jordan Rock and Reg Thomas do an amazing show called Productively Stoned.
Yeah.
And they usually do little pop-up secret locations in LA and in New York where you're allowed to smoke copious
Oh,
amounts of
that's-
marijuana
oh,
during the
that's
show.
amazing.
So this last night was crazy. So
Well, it was a celebration.
yeah, it was 420. They did a
Yeah.
420 show. And when I showed up, me and Ricky Velez, another Fatbaby guy,
Love
we
Ricky.
brought these blunts that are dipped in wax and then rolled in keef, which are very serious
Oh my
blunts.
gosh.
Yeah, so we get there and we start smoking in the back with all the comics, and we're smoking back there. And then somebody that was running the venue said, "You guys actually can't smoke here. You need to go into the main room to smoke." And now I went into that main room, and there was probably 150 people, all with a blunt in their hand, in the same room. There was
Hotboxing the room.
there was so much smoke on that stage. It was insane. And then before the show even started, this beautiful little white girl just passed out because she couldn't breathe.
Yeah.
It was so hot and so smoky in there that this girl just fainted.
She was the only one?
Yeah, she was the
I'm
only one.
surprised about
Yeah,
that,
and then
but
as soon
yeah.
as they got her outside the room, she woke back up and she
Right,
was fine.
It's
Yeah,
absolutely fine. They're called greenouts. It
Yeah,
happened to me
it
on the
was-
subway once.
But my goodness, just being in that room was incredible.
Insane.
Yeah, so I do
But the show
productively.
itself was
Oh, God.
amazing.
The show
mean, the
itself,
lineup is stupid.
I cannot remember worth a damn.
Yeah, I saw the picture. Well, I saw the picture you took.
I left like right when it started actually to go get some Wendy's. And
You
then,
had to.
and then I was in Wendy's for quite some time. Yeah, but yeah, the Productively Stoned show was very cool. I do that whenever they usually have it in town.
Right.
And then yeah, just pretty much all over the city. I've been playing Atlantic City a lot recently.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah,
I
I've been
love-
going down-
I gotta make it down there. I love Atlantic City. I'm
It's
a Jersey girl.
it's Vegas. It's Vegas on the ocean. You know, actually no, it's more like Reno on the ocean. It's like it's not
That's more
exactly.
accurate,
That's
actually.
more
Yeah, that's
accurate.
more
Yeah.
accurate.
But I love Atlantic City. They're putting in a new Hard Rock Cafe down
Where's
there.
the club?
So there's been like 3 new pop-ups in like the past
Oh, I
year.
didn't know that it was
Yeah,
3.
so
I know
there's
that there's the one.
yeah, there's one in Caesars now, and there's called AC Jokes, and there's one in Tropicana that's called the Atlantic City Comedy Club.
There's one in Borgata,
And
right?
then and then
huge.
Borgata is their massive showroom that used to only hold Jerry Seinfeld and big
that makes
headliners.
sense.
But now they've hired the owners of the Gotham, the Mazzillis,
Yeah.
to book it as a showroom show throughout the week.
That's
So now it's a showcase of like 4 to 6 comics. And while there's not a headliner there on Friday and Saturday, they're filling that showroom,
That's
you know,
great.
packing it with 200, 300 people every.
Oh, that's
Because,
awesome.
I mean, a few years ago, like, they tried that with, like, comics up at, where's comics? Like, up...
Comics was the one in the city or the one in Atlantic City? There was
No,
2.
No, there's also comics. I mean, it used to be a comics there.
Yeah.
Mohegan Sun? Is that correct?
I want to say it was in the Mohegan Sun. That sounds right, but
But,
it might be wrong. Might have been in the Trop, to be honest. I don't
But,
remember.
but now it's become a big thing for, like, for casinos to really focus on their comedy venues.
Yeah.
They just opened a comedy cellar in Las Vegas.
Right, at the Rio. Yeah, that's right. That for some reason it's been an untapped I guess, showcase formula for comedy has been not used in Vegas or in
it's
Atlantic
just a
City ever.
headliner.
It's always headliner, opener, feature format.
Right.
Yeah.
And now the Cellar, which is a showcase club in New York where you can
Yeah.
go see, 6 to 10 of your favorite comics in
Right,
one
in
single
one
night
show,
in
right.
one show. They've really been smart, and they've moved that to
It's
Las
catching
Vegas.
on that
Yeah.
people would rather see 15, 20 minutes
Right.
from 8 comics
Exactly,
in an hour
from one.
person.
Exactly.
You can watch that on television. They
No,
do
like,
specials for that.
Like, because, casinos have money. They don't have no problem flying out a bunch of comics
Oh,
to
yeah.
their shows. Like, we did, when I first started Keg Stand, we got hooked up at Harris. They sent us out, gave us a hotel room. That was before you were here.
Yeah.
And we did a bunch of episodes at the AC Beer Fest.
Yeah.
Just because Harris wanted us there.
Yeah. I need to go check out the AC Beer Fest because
Oh,
that's
it's
coming
great.
up soon, I think.
Yeah.
Right?
I think we just missed it.
Oh, we just missed it. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, it was before this one?
I always feel like it's in May or something like that.
Do you guys see?
There's a Camden one in May, I feel like.
Camden, New
Or June.
Jersey? Oh God,
It's like on
that
the
part of New
battleship
Jersey
on
is
the
hard.
water.
We should go there. Many of us will die.
Yeah.
I went there like 2 years ago. It's on the battleship. Like you climb up onto the battleship and then you just drink beer.
I actually want to do that very badly.
It's really fun.
That sounds
And
pretty
also, that already has guns, so we safe. We'll just.
cool. What were you saying, Zach? You were about
Well,
to say something.
did you guys ever see breweries hold stand-up nights around here?
Yeah,
Oh,
like
yeah.
I run a bunch of them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Nice.
Like, I do occasional shows at Single Cut, where we always have like a big headliner. We've had like Judah Freelander there, Rich Voss, Kurt Metzger.
I love all those guys.
We're gonna do the Mermaid Parade this year
We're doing
with Coney Island.
I have done that every summer for like the past
It's
3 years.
so
It's
fun.
so fun.
Yeah.
We're gonna be on a float.
No
We're
way.
gonna
Yeah,
be
we're
on the
gonna have
Coney
a
Island float.
All right. Well, you know what? You
And
might
do a
see a
show,
very
and do a
drunk
comedy
Benny
show.
D running
Well, you may be
alongside
on
your
our
float.
float.
All right, why
We may
don't
wind
you just come be on the float?
All right. Deal.
Yeah,
I'm
come
in.
be- As long as you wear a mermaid
You're so
costume.
good.
I'm
You're
in.
so good. I got here in the float.
Dude, I love being on floats. man.
But we're starting a new thing in Queensbury because they have this huge space where we're gonna do a monthly show there
Oh, cool.
with a budget
Wow.
to do the right way.
Nice. And where is the Queens
Yeah.
Brewery? What part of Queens is it in?
Ridgewood.
Ridgewood. Okay. That's not
right
too
up
bad.
the L train. And it's right. It's a block from Bridge and Tunnel.
Bridge and Tunnel's great too. Cute
It's-
little
it's-
tap room.
It's right where the new Evil Twin is gonna be. It's becoming like this little brewing neighborhood.
Do you guys do stuff like that up in your tap room?
We do music. You
Yeah,
know, we
well,
get
that's,
blues,
like, standard,
blues and
totally.
folk bands and bluegrass bands coming in. Every Thursday, Saturday, we get a nice show.
Buffalo
going.
has a really awesome comedy club up there.
Do they?
Helium,
Nice.
Yeah.
right?
Oh, there's a Helium Buffalo. That's cool.
It's like one of the headliner comedy.
Right,
like
right,
I see
right,
people
yeah.
headlining
Yeah,
in
they
Buffalo
get
all
good
the
lineups up
time.
there.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
So you probably have an audience to do some sort of a
yeah.
comedy
Yeah.
event.
Do you guys
know?
have like a little stage in the brewery that people play on when you have
there
music?
actually
Or
is. It's a little bit elevated and like
Oh, that's
you know, it kind
awesome.
of serves as a couple of high top tables during the day, and then we remove those, and then
Oh, that's
yeah,
smart.
so we can have like one or two people just playing acoustic or full
Exactly.
electric blues band, you know.
I mean, we should work out something where you like bring us. We'll bring some comics up there.
yeah, let's
we'll do
all
an awesome
exchange
show.
info. Yeah.
You guys,
I mean,
you guys.
Clearly
so we're-
not Ben, but
we're-
other comics.
So we're gonna
No,
be
definitely Ben.
We have an expansion coming in around later this year.
Oh, cool.
Canning line, like bigger, cooler space and whatnot. But we're also planning out 4 Airbnbs kind of attached to the brewery.
Wow.
And so, you know, we can have fans of the brewery like
That's
yourselves.
so smart.
Come
That's a
down,
very cool idea.
stay, and do a
I'm
show.
sign me up. I want one of those rooms. I'm
Dude.
coming up to Buffalo.
We'll totally go to Buffalo because that's not that far. Like for the first 3 years I lived in New York, by the way, I thought Metro North just went to Canada.
Hey, wineries do that. What, like, I've seen
Yeah.
wineries that have like
I was about to-
sweets and.
So I was about
and,
to, I was about
like-
to say, like after the next say, we'll take Metro North up, but that's not how that works. But we'll figure that out.
Take the train up.
I like trains.
I love trains. I like the bus too, man.
bus.
I like any modes of
I
jam.
like trains.
Yeah.
I kind of
like-
wish.
Fuck your bus.
I kind of wish cars never came around and we just improved the train system for the last 100 years.
That'd have been awesome.
Yeah.
That'd have been pretty cool.
Right.
Yeah, that would have been great.
Yeah. Yes. Fuck you, Tom Ford. Wait, who made that? Yeah.
Henry Ford.
Henry Ford. Yeah, Tom Ford's the designer. These beers are getting to me.
Who needs that whole assembly line thing, anyways?
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck that shit. See, this
Yo, I went to Henry Ford's estate in Florida once,
Why?
and because it's like a big museum now, and it's very interesting. He and Thomas Edison were like best friends. Like, so the light bulb guy and the car guy.
Then
they
I
were
want
just
to do a History Channel show with you. Can we pitch that? I'm a history buff. I feel like
What were those 420s like?
yeah, exactly,
that
man.
would
Yeah.
be amazing.
Yeah, those two were just scheming hard, just being buds. It's awesome.
Right?
Yeah, how are we gonna screw Tesla over, dude? Just planning, plotting, dude. That's awesome. Well, I need to get to Buffalo. I haven't been to Buffalo probably in 10 years.
I've never been.
We need to shuffle off to Buffalo,
Let's
dude.
shuffle.
I've literally never
Yeah.
been anywhere in
Check
New
it
York
out, man.
except
Yeah.
like New York City area. So
I
I'm
went
down.
camping or hiking once in upstate New York, but I don't know where it was.
That was
It was very hot. It was
that was
probably
Central
a
Park. That
420.
was Central Park. It was in the 90s. It was like above the 90s of
Wait,
Central Park.
Is Niagara Falls in Buffalo?
No, it's like 20 plus miles
That's
north
Albany,
of it.
I think, New York. Albany has Niagara Falls, I think.
I don't
No.
know. I have no idea.
No, not Albany. It's even further than Albany. It's all the way to the tippy
Like
top.
my image of New York
Niagara
is there's Poughkeepsie and then there's Narnia and then Canada. Like that's all I know about New
Well,
York.
Jess, you actually proved my point that no one down here really knows where Buffalo is.
No.
No, I have no idea, man.
No one knows.
I have
We
no
just
idea.
know of it, and it's
like-
north of
It's the
New
Queen.
York City.
It's
like
the
the
Queen
real-
City, baby.
Like I was close. I said it's almost to Canada.
How
Borders
long?
Canada.
Yeah, how
Yeah.
long's
How
the drive?
long's the drive
Yeah.
from New York City to Buffalo?
Yeah.
6 hours.
Wow.
Who has a car? Like
Like I should be in another country. 6 hours.
Right? 6 hours? That's like a flight to England.
It is. It's practically Canada. You're
Yeah.
in Canada.
me being from Texas, I'm like 6 hours. That's me going to my grocery store.
Yeah, yeah.
That's fine. 6 hours, whatever. I'm not even gonna pack.
I love this podcast because the conversation just starts to flow so much more naturally after the
Once
first
we
picture.
Start drinking
Yeah,
beer.
after the first picture's
we
gone.
That's how we get the tasting out
Yeah.
at the beginning.
That's
We're like,
awesome.
these are really good beers. Now watch us get drunk on them.
Yeah.
It's amazing. What a great idea for a podcast, man. All you do is just taste delicious beer and
We
talk
love
with your
it.
friends. It's great.
I know, right? Our job's so hard. Our job is so
Our
hard.
beer research is
It's
the
so hard.
hardest.
We
Now,
do
what-
really hard.
What year are you guys
a lot
on
of
for the
research.
podcast?
We're on year 2, but I took a big gap when my mom passed.
Oh, okay. Sorry to hear that.
Like,
Well, that's understandable, but
So we're on year 2, but we don't have that many episodes because
Okay.
we do it like monthly
Yeah.
or more because there's a lot of parts to put together. I got to brewer,
yeah.
work around their schedule, work around comic schedule,
Yeah.
all that stuff. I have
We actually do care about what tap rooms and what beer we're promoting.
Of course, quality
You know,
over
if-
quantity, of course.
If we've gone into it, I don't think it's happened. Have you ever gone into a tap room and done an episode and been like, I don't want to promote them, and then never release the episode?
no. I usually either they're an event like this where they're kind of pre-vetted,
Yeah.
or I've gone there and drank
And
there,
tasted their
it.
stuff. Okay.
Um,
So we do care. It's not that we're just like blowing smoke up.
Oh no, I think that's
everybody's
why.
ass.
I think that's why. It's because you
Yeah.
guys do care that
There's
much.
been a
So
couple times where I've tasted a beer on the episode and been like,
now Zach will confirm
Oh,
this.
thank God.
What
kinda
like
like
it's
Zach
it's
Mack.
actually
Yeah, that wasn't us. I will say disclaim this thing with I'm the other side of the business. I know how to brew and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Ex-home brewer,
Oh, great.
but I am not the brewer. We have a awesome team
oh, that's
up
awesome.
there.
Yeah, shout out your
Matt,
team.
Matt and Clay and
Hi,
Mario
Matt. Yeah.
and our recipe developer Alex Sorda and real good crew up there. So
That's awesome.
it's they make great product and it's easy to talk about.
It's not easy work.
Yeah.
I apprenticed.
the
for-
product is very good.
They're in there
It's
every
really
day.
delicious.
I started out being interested in home brewing myself, and I did one home brew, and my kitchen was a disaster, and I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. Now that the beer came out great. It was an Imperial IPA. Thank you very much.
First
My
beer.
first
Wow.
beer.
Ambitious.
It was purely by accident that it was Imperial. I probably put too much sugar or something, and
You
it
were
ended
going
up.
for an IPA. That's the one.
I was going for an IPA, and it happened. So that was like. what
But
was
you knew
important.
enough to rebrand your beer when you fucked up.
Yes.
So it wasn't a mistake. You're
No,
just like,
it
well,
was
it's
just,
a
it
different
has
style
more
now.
alcohol
Yeah.
content in it. And then I started apprenticing, and this sounds like really white trash, but with a brewmaster at Uno's Pizzeria. in Woodbridge, New Jersey. There's very few Unos that have breweries in them, but they do.
Are you
They
from
have-
New Jersey?
I am. I'm a Jersey girl.
I knew I liked you for some reason. I love New Jersey, man. I swear to God. It's weird.
But
it's
I
one of the best
apprenticed
states.
with him for 2 years, and I climbed into the tanks, the mash tanks. I scraped out all the friggin' ingredients that I did taste it. But it smells like cereal. Like, everything about brewing is amazing.
But,
It's a messy job. Like,
It's really
It's
beautiful.
amazing how they design the breweries where like every time liquid gets on on anything, you can just hose down the whole place, and there's drains everywhere, and it's
Everywhere.
You, know,
You
it's-
just hose down the whole
Yeah,
place.
yeah,
It's really
they just-
fun.
it's
You
just
get
like-
dirty, you get messy. It's
It
hard
sounds
work.
great.
But you drink beer the whole time you're doing it because you got to taste everything. You're like a chef. You have to taste.
Yeah, quality
everything
control,
along the
yeah.
way. And you're like a scientist because you have to use.
Yeah, we have a lab tech named Zach Taggart, and we're one of 10% of the breweries in the country have full-time lab techs checking their yeast counts and quality control and that. And he's amazing at what he does. He's speaking at CBC in Nashville on the work he does. So if anyone out there is listening, go check out Zach Taggart at
There's so
CBC.
much intricacies that go into it, like the temperature has to be right of the boil. You're working with live cultures that could
Yeah.
do anything. They're
Like,
alive.
Okay, I want
It's
to
an art.
go back to being in Buffalo because that's something that like New York City-based breweries just don't have the budget to bring on a full lab tech.
Oh, I'm sure.
Like
I'm sure rent eats that up.
Yeah,
and I'm
they're
sure,
like, oh well,
yeah.
our rent is $9 trillion every
Right.
5 days, so
Totally.
we don't have that. We're just like, and that's something, especially. And you were asking about like, how have you ever done a brewery where it's just terrible and you can't release the
Right.
episode? There's some breweries where I tried the beer beforehand and was like, yeah, I'll get back to you. But it's really not an issue anymore because the breweries that have survived are the ones who have really good product. And the new breweries that are opening, because it's such a compacted market now, that if their beer is not good, you're not getting funding.
Yeah.
You're not raising capital to open a brewery.
Well, the beer has to be good first and foremost because there's so much competition out there that if it's not good, you don't stand a chance.
Like,
Even Brooklyn alone, New York State in itself is is a conglomerate the right word, or just a giant, just a big player in the
Yeah.
craft brewery
Oh,
world.
of course.
I'm
Like-
from Portland, Oregon, and Portland is also a very huge.
Vermont,
yeah.
and it's because you
Oh.
have all of the land and the space to do not only the ingredients,
Jody's
but
from
the
Portland.
brewing
I know, man,
on
that's
a
why we're
bigger
buds.
scale. Yeah.
You need the market too, though. Or I think
Well, that too.
Portland, Oregon is like a 52% craft beer share.
Yeah, it's
so
crazy.
every other beer, being sold is a craft beer.
Now, the thing about Portland is that they've just now, since it's recreational weed there, they've
Yeah.
just now started to brew a lot of beers with THC in it. Also,
Yeah.
what do you guys think about that?
I can't wait to try
See,
it.
I haven't tried one yet either,
I
and
haven't
I'm
either.
very curious.
There's the
See,
second episode of our travel
Like,
show.
'cause
We're
I-
doing this show.
Like, as you're aware, like, I have an issue with weed. Like, my eyes, I get really big fat allergy eyes when I smoke, and sometimes, so I'm always into, like, oh, what's edible?
Yeah.
What's
Or drinkable, yeah.
Because, I can't smoke in public because I literally can't see. My eyes will get super puffy, and then I can't see, and people are like, are you okay? From one hit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, I'm fine. I'm not even stoned. My
Yeah.
eyes will be super red.
So
I
you'd
never-
be open to this kind of beer
Yeah,
with
because
pot.
I don't know if you're aware of this, but I do like beer.
I know you like beer, exactly. And
I-
I like.
Would
I
the
keep it
bars,
on the down
would the
low a
bars
little
sell
bit.
both then? Would they sell both weed beer and alcohol
See-
beer?
see,
or
the
would there
thing-
be separate establishments?
Yeah, right now
So
in
like
Portland.
the overflow at 2 a.m. in the morning
Yeah.
of the weed beer bar is like just
I don't
hanging out
prob-
blasting, could you be loved? And
Right,
Yeah,
exactly.
right? Yeah,
and
that's
the other beer's
hilarious.
got like hip hop and DJ happening
Yeah.
right next to it.
I wonder how that'll affect the flow of the bar at night. Like at 2 a.m., everyone's already asleep in the bar,
Exactly.
and they wake up with no hangovers.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. I love to smoke weed and drink at the same time. That's one of my favorite things to do. When
Me too.
I'm partying, it's very rare that I don't do both those things.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Uh-huh.
so to just cut out the middleman of me having to spark the lighter is actually pretty cool, man.
Right?
And the way it works in Portland now is that no bars are allowed to carry the beer yet. So it will be one of those situations, like you said,
kind of have to be
at
like
a Saturday,
dispensary.
yeah, exactly, at a Saturday market type of thing, or what's it called, all the weed stores now sell. Also, they also got their liquor license, so
Yeah.
that the weed place can now sell the liquor.
I
that
have to
has
say,
the,
I was in Colorado and I went on a 420 Tours tour.
Cool.
There's a legit thing called 420 Tours.
That's awesome.
And they put you on a party bus that's totally 420 friendly. They spark up everything. 28 strangers on a bus, just like. Remember what you said about the showroom yesterday?
Yeah.
That's exactly
That
what
on the
this
bus.
is.
Yeah, awesome.
Then they bring you to the grow house, and then they bring you to the dispensary
So
that
cool.
sells the stuff
Yeah.
at the grow house.
Yeah.
And it's a really great tour, but they also have a showroom, and they had drinks, and they had edibles, and they
Yeah.
had CBD stuff like creams and
Yeah.
stuff for
Yeah.
your joints, for arthritic patients, and they have the whole line of stuff.
Yeah.
Because Colorado is like the leader in
Yeah,
everything.
right.
There's everything now.
Yeah.
So
there's
it's been
everything.
around everywhere. There's soda with THC in it.
Yeah,
like
I have a joke where
non-alcoholic
literally I went to a store in Portland and they sell buffalo wing sauce that gets you high.
Shut up.
Yeah. And so the guy was
Come
like, put this
on.
on your chicken and you get high off a chicken, man. I was like, what? That's weird.
I just need Colorado to have like a musical theater scene and a comedy scene, and then I'll be
Right.
there. I'll move there in a heartbeat.
Well, they need to start some clubs in Colorado that do showcase format also, because they have
Denver.
Comedy Works. Yeah, they have Comedy
it's
Works.
gorgeous.
Yeah, and they have other clubs there, but only, like you said, headliner and stuff like
Yeah.
that. But yeah, if there was a comedy club out there that I could play, I would be out there, hands down, in a heartbeat.
right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the showcase format needs to get beyond New York and LA. It
And
really
I
does.
think it
Yeah,
is.
it is.
Because
It's starting to.
definitely
Yeah.
is.
Because there's whole local markets that could be tapped in. Houston actually used to do.
Yes.
Back in the
yes.
80s, they used to do a lot of showcase formats in Houston.
Yes.
And what happened in the 80s, Janine Garofalo came up in Houston. Ralphie May, who,
Rest in peace.
R.I.P.
Rest in peace.
R.I.P.
so many people came up through Houston in this time when the Last Stop was doing showcase shows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, yeah, when you do a showcase show in any other town that's not New York or Los Angeles, it also gives the local talent an opportunity to get on stage
Yeah.
with bigger and better names than they never ever would if they were living unless they were in New York or Los Angeles.
Together.
So yeah, so if you were to start doing showcase shows in Houston again, or in New Orleans, or in Portland even, you're not only going to be able to expose talent from New York that will come out to do those type of shows,
Yeah.
but the local talent's going to be able to get some stage time and exposure that they would never ever be able to get.
Because a lot of getting ahead in the comedy business and in any kind of performance
In any
industry
business, yeah.
is making connections with other
Who you know,
performers.
yeah, whoever
But
you know.
Also, if you have these showcase shows in these other cities that aren't New York or LA, people will come out to them.
Yeah,
Right.
they really will.
Like they'll be like, "Cool, let's go to that comedy club."
Hey,
we'll
I've
have 5
listened to
comics."
Benny D on. I've seen Benny D on MTV.
Yeah, I've heard him on the Cake Stand podcast.
I've
We got to
heard
go
him on
check
the
him
Cake
out.
Stand podcast.
Yeah.
You know, and then you go out to Austin, and they all come out to see you.
Yeah,
and it's
see,
amazing.
It's great, and they
So-
should start doing that a lot more. And I think they are. I think
Yes,
people
I
are
think they
catching
are.
on. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's such easy format to do.
exactly.
Like
Chicago has a really good stand-up community too. They're starting to they kind of are like the third area
But
right now.
people
I
don't
feel
realize,
There's a lot
like
of-
you can look up online, and there's like whole websites about it, but there was a phase from the early 80s to early 90s where they did a lot of showcase shows in Houston, Texas, which is a very random city.
Boston too. I feel like they're
And
at the
in
same
that
time as
phase,
Texas.
in that period, a lot of comics in the 80s came up from Houston or through Houston. Louis Black did.
yeah.
Most people don't realize that.
But
Louis
Boston,
Black,
too, was
really?
a
Yeah.
I did not know
similar
that. That's
Louis
awesome.
Black's story is amazing. Like, so,
I love Louis.
Black, he started very late in comedy, but he was always a theater person. He was an actor, so that helps to get started.
thing. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Helps you on stage, I imagine.
Yeah, performing,
Shut
of
up.
course. Yeah.
What, Brian? Everybody always tells me I should be a stand-up comedian.
I have done stand-up myself, and I've had you host shows. And she's good at it.
I was in 2 musicals in high school.
Yay.
But,
everybody was.
So Louis Black got a grant to do a project at a very big theater in Houston called the Alley Theater. He went there, he moved to Houston, which is a nightmare of a traffic-filled suburb of the city. And as soon as he got there and settled, they canceled his grant.
Oh.
So he moved from like New York to Houston. And it's like, fuck, I'm stuck in Houston, I hate this. and he was very angry about it.
And he started his
And
ranting.
so he started going to the Laugh Stop and ranting about how much he hated Houston.
Oh, that's how he ended up getting his style.
That's
That's
That's his-
awesome.
yeah.
because Houston.
What a fun story.
Houston is that awful that it actually made Lewis Black angry
You
that he
can
was
say
there.
that because you've lived in Texas.
Yeah, I've lived in Houston. I went to college in Houston, and there's no public transit. Everything is always traffic, always. Also, it's 1,000,000 degrees all the time, and you get carried away by mosquitoes like they're pterodactyls in space.
See, now, I've never been. Do you like other parts of Texas? Do you like Austin,
actually,
or do you like.
I mean, I've been to
I've
Austin
heard
like
Austin
once or
is
twice.
pretty phenomenal.
I think
My
Austin's
cousin
pretty
lives
nice,
in
yeah.
Austin.
Like-
And I like Dallas also for some reason. The last time I was in Dallas, you could still smoke cigarettes in a Denny's. So I was eating pancakes and just smoking cigs. It was pretty great.
You're like, I don't even smoke cigarettes.
Yeah.
No, okay. Houston is a rough city as far as, but it's also has its perks.
Right.
I've only been to Austin like twice because when I was in college, I wanted to party. I just went back to New Orleans, which is the same distance, the opposite direction, and I knew where everything was and how everything worked.
Just as hot, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but yeah, it's fine. I was in Houston, so I didn't notice. I was like, oh, it's the same. But the rest of Texas is pretty fucking terrible. And
What about San Antonio? You like San Antonio?
San Antonio's colder. Walked.
It's-
SeaWorld.
So not
Yeah, the
rest of
Alamo's
Texas.
right next to Ripley's, dude. It's great.
Okay, the Alamo's the most boring thing on earth. I hate the Alamo. Like, it's so boring.
The Alamo, if you've never been to San Antonio, it's right next to just a strip mall of garbage.
you can walk past
It's
it.
the most it's a historical, beautiful
walk past
place.
it.
And then right next door, there's a Ripley's, believe it or not, and a Madame Tussauds.
Yeah, it's like
That's
Times Square.
ridiculous.
Because first of all, most people, when they think who've never been to Texas or the Alamo, think the Alamo is out in the country somewhere.
Right, that's what I thought.
But no, it's in the middle
And like the only shots they
It's in
see
the
are
middle.
the ones on the NBA broadcast that are all like
Yeah, lit up.
really
Yeah, they're lit up,
sexy,
and
lit
yeah.
up.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Alamo is literally in the middle of downtown
It's like,
San
well, there's a
Antonio.
Denny's you can
walk
smoke in
past
across the
sur-
street.
surrounded by an even shittier version of Times Square.
Yeah.
Like, they probably should have torn it down, but they can't. They can't tear it down.
No, they
Yeah.
can't tear it down.
No.
All they can do is build around it.
Around it,
Yeah.
and it just looks worse and worse and
I
worse.
know.
Everything they
I mean,
build.
I like that I can get a Wet Willie's slushy drink right next to the Alamo and get hammered
Yeah.
drunk before I can go in
It's
there.
smaller
Rare.
than my New York apartment. Let's put it that
Yeah,
way.
Yeah.
You can go get like your daiquiri across
Exactly.
the street for a place where everyone died
Your
to
hurricane
try to
thing.
free the freedom of Texas from
Yeah.
a dictator.
Everyone-
Exactly. If you like Chevy's Tex-Mex, go get a margarita at Chevy's and then go pay your respects to the Alamo for all the fallen soldiers,
Yeah.
dude.
Cheers, pour one out
Yeah.
for your homie, and then be on your way.
But yeah, the Alamo. But with the actual Alamo itself, you go inside. I remember there being as a kid going inside the Alamo, and like 10 minutes in, you're like, this really sucks.
It's
Wait.
very underwhelming.
Have you been in the Madame Tussauds right there?
That place freaks me the
If
fuck
they,
out,
if
dude.
they
I
don't have
like
a
that place.
floor that's completely dedicated to the recreation of the Alamo, I'm gonna be really upset.
Yeah.
So if I make it out there, Madame Tussauds in San Antonio, Texas, and you don't have a complete Alamo setup, I'm gonna be really pissed off. I want to take selfies with dead Indians and dead.
It's like, what's Marilyn Monroe doing here?
Yeah, exactly.
Right? She witnessed the Alamo.
First of all, if you look at
She's
pictures,
just sitting there with her drink.
Well,
You know how
yeah.
they have like
Marilyn-
parties? They're like set up as parties.
Marilyn Monroe, Alamo, dude.
Alamo? What? No, don't do
That
that.
didn't work.
but if you look at older pictures of the Alamo, what's there is like totally fake. Like back in the 30s, they're like, this is the Alamo, and it's just like a pile of rocks.
Yeah.
And they went back and like, we've recreated the Alamo.
Very slowly over the years, so no one noticed it.
Yeah,
Until
right.
they just
No,
walked
they
up one day and was
literally,
like, oh, it's kind of,
they literally
it's growing.
Like the movie like came out in the 60s, The Alamo, and they realized, oh, this pile of rocks, we should turn this back into the Alamo because people are just peeing on it.
Yeah. And
It
then
was-
we'll make some money off of this.
Yeah,
summit.
it was like just a giant empty lot. They're like, yeah, this one rock is from the original Alamo. The rest is made of fiberglass, and that's what the Alamo is.
Interesting.
And but when you go there, you're like, wow, this is so fucking boring.
And it's small.
underwhelming.
And it's small. Yeah.
Well, that's like Mount Rushmore. Sorry, I went there for the first time 2 years ago, and I literally drove up and was like, "What the fuck? It's the same size as like my house growing up in New Jersey. It's so
It's
small.
that small, huh?
It's pretty underwhelming, also. Yeah.
It really is. It's so, and then you like hate everybody on it now because they're all racist and slave owners, and you're just like,
I just compare that scale to that scene in Richie Rich.
Great movie. Good
Oh,
shout
yeah,
out. Good
when
shout out, dude.
Like the dude was just in the nose, like the bolt was in the nose of it or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not that big, huh?
no, it's really not.
Like, how big is it?
I really want to say it's probably the size of the White House.
So they literally did carved into the side of the Palisades.
Yeah.
They made like a side trip
Oh,
to New York.
100%.
Okay. Well, I'm not gonna.
Oh, we were there for like 15. It took us like 2 hours to get there. We were there for 15 minutes. And we took a bunch of stupid selfies, like picking the nose of George Washington. You know, when you do like a selfie and you're like, oh.
If you were to put 4 people on Mount Rushmore, who would the 4 people be that you put on Mount Rushmore?
Marlon Brando.
Sorry, are you
Right
going-
next to
are you
Richard
going all
Pryor
actors here,
with a,
or-
with
No,
a
not
dick
all
in
Oh,
his
so
butt.
very strong.
Marlon Brando. Albert Einstein. Hitler.
What the
Not
fuck?
because I'm a fan of him, but because we need to remember him.
Oh my god.
Happy birthday yesterday, belated.
Oh my god.
Well, we
Alfred
took a turn in this podcast.
What the fuck?
We're like a third right that podcast now.
and
That's
Michelle
awesome.
Obama.
Okay, I was gonna say like Harriet Tubman, but Michelle.
No, Michelle Obama.
And also,
Who's
I
on
needed
your
a card
Who's on your
reference.
comedy Mount Rushmore then?
all right, my comedy Mount
Oh
Rushmore.
God, there's so many.
Yeah, well, I started comedy because of Chris Rock. So Chris
Oh,
Rock goes.
amazing.
Chris Rock goes on there first and foremost. My boy Gary Shandling goes on there also.
I mean, I loved him.
You know what? I'll put Nick Swardson on there also because
Who?
Nick Swardson. Because
Really?
only because he holds a special place in my heart. The very first time I did stand-up comedy was for my freshman year high school talent show, and I stole Nick Swardson's entire act from Comedy Central. The very first Comedy Central special he did, I passed off as my own, and I murdered, and I got blowjobs. Oh, I had the best time. Yeah. So Nick Swardson goes. Nick
If you ain't
Swardson.
cheating, you ain't trying.
Yeah, exactly. Nick
That's
Swardson goes
amazing.
on there also, and then another one that I guess just has to be up there is Seinfeld. You know what I mean? 'Cause-
Yeah.
So you got a blowjob from Nick Swartzen.
Yeah, apparently, yeah.
You should write.
I should.
Write him a
If
letter.
I
Is he
ever-
getting royalties for that?
If I
I mean,
ever
that's
meet
what I'm
him.
saying. If you write him a letter, let him know he might want royalties, or you know, you owe him a blowjob.
Right, exactly. More likely than not, I owe him one.
All right, so the beer fest is hopping. We should,
Yeah,
beer fest
we
is
should
popping.
get to it.
we should go.
I
we
would
should,
love to.
wrap this up.
Okay.
So, Zach, give us what's your social media website, real quick.
Yeah, so 42northbrewing.com, or our social media is 42 North Brewing. So pretty simple there. Yeah, get up to Buffalo and check out the tap room. And once we put these,
We're gonna be up
Airbnbs
there. We're
in,
gonna
you guys
come
should
crash.
up and the scene's really cool up there.
Yeah,
in
open
Buffalo
up those
right
bed
now,
and
so-
breakfasts, man. I mean the
Yeah, I'll be up
Airbnbs.
there in a lot.
Yeah, and I'll come
We'll
stay.
Bring a comedy
Yeah.
show up there. That would be fun.
Yeah, we should do it. There's
Yeah.
actually I went to school with a really cool Buffalo comic, Joe Pera. He does
Oh
some
my
stuff
God!
out
I
here.
just,
Joe?
we love Joe, man.
Yeah.
Oh my God! So I was just about
Joe's
to say.
great in New York.
I was
He's-
just about to say Joe does a show in a distillery, in a
Yeah.
gin distillery.
Oh,
and
I didn't
I
know
just
that.
I just did his show maybe last week actually. Dan, Joe, and Charles show. Yeah, and it's on Tuesdays, and so it's one of those things that like the venue itself is a distillery, kind of looks like a brewery,
Yeah.
and you would never think that a comedy show or music would be successful there,
Music
but it is
paired with like
with that
beer
stuff all the
and
time.
all the
But I swear that comedy show was hopping, and I swear if you do that in your brewery or basically anywhere, man,
Yeah.
it is a laughs and booze go together fucking perfect.
Well,
man.
one
Yeah.
thing is breweries feel obligated to pay comics. That's amazing.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
of course we're gonna pay comics, and comics didn't even know what to do with it.
Yeah.
They're like, well, what budget do you want? I was like, I what?
Yeah, what? Yeah, so that's
Like-
awesome.
Do you guys do food pairings? Sorry. Before
Oh
we-
yeah, we do a lot of food pairings. We do a big dinner in the brewery
Awesome.
down in the brewery every year.
Texan, I think we're gonna try to do like a competition with for food pairings with beer and breweries.
Awesome.
Where we're not only judging just the beer, but we're gonna do the pairing.
Oh,
itself,
that's a great
so-
idea.
Great idea.
Cool. Yeah.
Very cool.
we have a kitchen. Our Roots Kitchen kind of operates the food part of our tap room.
Awesome.
And so we kind of share the space a little bit. And
that's like not heard of in our tap rooms here. Like you can bring food into the tap rooms, but there's not many that have a kitchen.
Right.
That is expanding.
Why do you think that is? Why do you think that is?
It's a different license. You have to have a food handler's license.
Yeah, more paperwork. That's why.
That's why, like most breweries,
just manage the whole
Well,
operation.
I mean, a lot of the newer breweries that are opening up do have food.
They do.
And there's a lot of the ones that are older, they're adding food in. First of all, it's easier to get a license if you have food.
Yeah.
Like Bridge and Tunnel doesn't have food, which is awesome because the breweries that don't have food, you can bring your dog in.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. That's why a lot of like tap rooms you see dogs and stuff because they don't have a food handler's license.
But a lot of the newer ones are having food in their brewery.
And apparently, it's something about competition as well. We're brewing beer in our hometown, you know. Like we don't want to take business from restaurants. We're not going to offer burgers and wings and stuff like that. We have a very mellow farm to table like rotating menu. It's small, you know.
Awesome.
It's quality as hell, but it's it's small. So it's I think you kind of build a relationship that way instead of trying to just bust into a town and take everyone's nightly business.
Like, well, I mean, in New York City, the breweries are actually getting very competitive with each other.
Yeah.
So they're offering food. Like Queens Brewery, where I'm doing the comedy at, they also have a coffee shop in there. They're opening they're bringing a kitchen online. They're like having a whole 9 yards, like one-stop shop because there's so many breweries in such a tiny area here. They really have to like duke it out, you know.
And one more question: do you guys specialize in any one type of beer? Or do you have like stouts, porters, everything?
Well, you just tasted our New England IPA, our new one that we came out with, and the last competition we entered, we won Best Porter Brewery in the state.
Oh, congratulations!
And
that's my type of stuff. That's why I asked.
Yeah, so we pride ourselves in to be able to do a lot of different things and do them real well. So
that's great, awesome. I can't wait to taste all of them.
So Ben,
Yes.
what's your social media?
You can follow at Fatbaby Live on Instagram or follow Fatbaby Comedy on YouTube or Facebook.
When's your next Fatbaby show?
Next Fatbaby show is this Thursday at the Stand at 10 p.m.
I'll be there.
Jessica will be there. You can join me and Julio Gallerati, Josh Wetson, and Ricky Velez. We will have a great time. You guys should come check it out.
Let's do some beer tastings.
Yes, let's go. Yeah, actually, that's
At
a
the
great
non-brewery
idea.
shows.
That's a great idea. We often have drink sponsors, so we will talk about that. That'd be great.
Come to this. I'll get your card because we like to bring a lot of different varieties of beer into the stand. Our bar manager and one of our owners are like big on special spirits and beers and stuff.
Okay, side note drama. I'm exiled from Fatbaby show.
Why? I don't understand this. Well, we'll deal with this.
But maybe if we bring a brewer in, I could be unexiled for an episode.
There you go. There we go.
I literally to have that market.
There we go. Yeah. Well, I'll take care of that. That's nonsense. We'll take care of that.
I am okay. So you can follow us at Keg Stand Comedy. Long everything.
Yeah.
And Keg Stand is on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, random other things that picked us up that I don't know about.
Podbean and pretty much everywhere you can download podcasts.
Also, we're on kegstandpodcast.com. I own the domain.
Yeah.
Our next two episodes, and I'm not sure the dates yet. We're going to be doing Alewife, which is Alewife is awesome. They're a pub, a craft beer pub that's opening their own brewery. They also own Fool's Gold and the Rochard up the Upper East Side. Also, we're doing Allagash. Probably
a big event with Allagash,
where I announce some shit.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Where Brian has some big announcements coming up.
Yeah, like it's gonna be insane. We're gonna do that with Carrie Thornton and Adam Reed from HarperCollins and Barry and Joe.
Yeah, the new cartoon.
And boy, am I gonna whip it out. But that's in the future.
Great.
So look out for that. Always hit us up on social media to tell us where you want us to come to and what breweries you want us to spotlight. And you can find me on Jessica Murray everywhere on every social media.
Also, by the way, I've never done this before. If you want to ask me where we're going to be next, or anything like that, you can always email me at brian@kegstandpodcast.com.
Or jessica@kegstandpodcast.com.
Sometimes we do episodes at short notice, and sometimes they're not firm until right before. But you can always email me and ask me where we're going to be, and 90% of the time, you're totally invited to come and hang out with us.
Awesome.
Yeah. So
Sometimes-
great podcast, guys. I'm having the best time.
Sometimes we do like something in the back room of a brewery on a day they're not open to the public. But I'll let you know. I'll let you know where we're at, where we're going to be. You can always ask and come enjoy some beer with us.
Yeah, show up at the tap room, sit down with us. It's awesome.
All right, let's go enjoy the rest of this beer fest and
All right.
see how drunk we can get.
Excellent.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks
Appreciate
for
it.
having me, guys.
Thanks, Zach. Thanks, Benny.
Thank you.
All right, bye,
See you on
guys.
Thursday.
Bye.